The Baltimore Ravens just beat the Tennessee Titans 20-13, and it wasn't easy for Lamar Jackson. Mike Vrabel had a great strategy going into this game. He used Adoree Jackson and Desmond King as edge defenders to try to keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. Tennessee also did a great job of stringing out the wide runs all the way to the sidelines, so Lamar Jackson didn't have much room to operate. But Greg Roman was committed to running the ball with Lamar Jackson. They wanted to pound the Tennessee Titans defense and use Jackson as a runner to open things up, and that ended up being a winning strategy for the Baltimore Ravens. And that's the thing about Lamar Jackson. He's the ultimate competitor, and you always have a shot as long as Lamar Jackson's healthy and on the field and playing. That's how the Baltimore Ravens have to feel, because he's just, got this burning desire to succeed. And I wrote an article heading into these playoffs about how Ryan Tannehill will shrink, because I know Ryan Tannehill will roll over before Lamar Jackson does. And I took a lot of pushback for writing that article, but it's the truth. And we saw it in this game. Even when Ryan Tannehill had 30 touchdowns in the regular season, when push comes to shove in the playoffs, that he will roll over and fold up. You never feel that way about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is going to leave it all out on the field every single time. He did it in this game, did a great job of just, pounding the Titans defense for like 150 yards as a runner. Didn't have the best day as a passer, but he'll do whatever it takes to win the game. And, that's more important when you get to these high stakes moments in the playoffs. It was tough. It was an AFC wildcard game. There's a lot of pressure on both teams going into this game. And remember, the Titans won the last two matchups against Baltimore, but Baltimore showed that they can throw a punch back of their own, because remember, Malcolm Butler was trash talking John Harbaugh. They shut down Lamar Jackson last year with their strategy in the playoffs. So this was kind of like the Baltimore Ravens bullied a little bit, but with Lamar Jackson, he said that's not going to fly. Gave everything he had, did a great job of hitting Hollywood Brown on some deep passes. Hollywood Brown went over 100 as well, so he was the main receiver for Lamar Jackson in this win. I also had to shout out a few guys on the Baltimore Ravens defense. Deshaun Elliott was everywhere in pass coverage. He was reading and reacting, clearly reading his keys and playing, fast and physical football. On one of those plays, the Titans should have had a first down. The receiver, basically was going to catch the ball right on the sticks. Deshaun Elliott came out of nowhere, broke this play up, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, Deshaun Elliott, he knows how to, get after it with his pursuit. Wherever the ball goes, he's, like a missile going to that point, ready to deliver a blow. And the other guy I want to shout out is Marcus Peters, getting that interception late in the game to really put the Baltimore Ravens in a position to close this game out. Those guys got it done. The front seven as well. They took away Derrick Henry. So a great performance by the Baltimore Ravens defense. Lamar Jackson was also resilient. Everything you needed to see from the Baltimore Ravens, and they'll be marching on to the next round. I'm John Kuzma. Check out endzoneblood.com.